It's the 24 Hours of Daytona NASCAR 2026 edition, where I am taking several generations of past NASCAR racing and combining them all into one race for 24 hours, quote unquote, which I've turned into 12 laps, which will equate to 24 minutes of racing here from Daytona now, where, as you can see right off the bat, to a bit of a checked up start here. This includes Gen 4 Cup cars all the way back to the early 1950s with the Bel Air, and then we go all the way in between from going into the 90s, the early 2000s, the 70s as well, the car of tomorrow, to the Gen 6, all the way to where we are at now with the next gen, which I'm driving Connor Zillish's number 87 Red Bull Chevrolet Camaro for this video, where we start from the back and have all this 12 laps of time, which will equate to just over 24 minutes to get ourselves to the front, as we are passing actually the Superbirds here now. Love the big wings on the back of those cars still to this day, and we'll pass them, and we've already gotten ourselves up into 18th position as we go a little bit wide right there, but we're all good. We're going to go through a proper day to night transition. We have also sped up the time to actually kind of go with the flow of the concept here of a 24-hour race. So we get settled in pretty easily, and I was curious to see which car type is going to come out on top of this battle here between the generations and classes of NASCAR cars we have, and it was the Gen 4 leading right until this moment, where they all pile into the bus stop, and actually the Jeff Gordon 24 goes up and over, and the Gen 6 cars are the ones winning out big time. They're getting through, and same for the next gen cars. As I go through that mess, I'm like, what in the world's going on there? So now we're up into 15th. The Gen 4 cars could not get slowed down with the speed that they were carrying. So a really funny moment there for them. As for us here, actually, we top out here in 5th gear. We're going to be doing that on this exit of Oval 4, and as well going into the bus stop chicane as we come through the NASCAR chicane. Now, of course, this is not going to be used IRL, but we are going to use it for this video. So fortunately, we had a really productive opening lap, and we were right here with Bubba Wallace and the other next-gen cars. So we had a good enough first lap to be able to get with these guys now, and we're going to pass the 23 pretty quickly of Bubba Wallace now, and we're all over the back now. Martin Truex Jr., who goes a little bit wide, and as we enter Oval Turn 1, back onto the oval, we're going to be side by side with the Bass Pro Shops 56, but unfortunately didn't quite have enough right there to get him. An absolute awesome blast this type of racing is, and racing NASCAR cars at the Daytona road course is so much fun. And look at this, the beautiful sunset as we come around to lap 3. This is maybe one of the most beautiful sights I've had while racing in a game. I mean, you can see the sunset coming through the clouds. That is, wow, that is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm over here trying to do this race and focus in on going forward, but I'm more focused on that instead. But the sun is going to go down very quickly. I mean, we literally came around to the back straightaway, and you can see the sun is pretty well set. So it's going to get pretty dark through these overnight hours here now, and we are going to deal with some lap traffic. There is some NASCAR cars here from different classes that are quite simply just downright slower, and we are going to run them down in the closing part of this race now. As look at this move right here, 3 wide on Bell and Truex, who are scrapping side by side. Thank you very much. Into P12 we go, and we would eventually get up into P11. Someone in front of us had an issue, not sure who it was, but that puts us now behind Joey Logano. But I would actually spin myself out in turn number 1, a big costly mistake right there, and we're gonna get it back going. I got my left sides on the grass, and unfortunately we pay the ultimate price for that. So the ground we just made up completely erased now, and we're gonna have to rerun down Bubba Wallace, Truex as well, as currently it's Gen 6 Justin Haley driving the 77 Spire machine actually out in front right now, and the Gen 6 cars seem to be the fastest ones here. So here in the next gen, we are not in the top class, it seems. Okay, what's going on here? Christopher Bell out of the final chicane. Some issues there. We're back in front of him, and look at the beautiful Ferris wheel lit up on the left. I went on that Ferris wheel last year, actually. Don't recommend it. If you have a fear of Ferris wheels, that was not a fun one. You don't feel very safe in that Ferris wheel. It's just like one little chain that holds you in, and you just hope that nothing goes wrong. But it's super cool, though, being able to see the cars actually go around the racetrack. When I was on it, we were under safety car at the time. But as we continue on here to, well, lap 7 already, we've actually got someone parked up over here. This is a position right there. We just gained another spot into P12. So now we are quickly closing back in, though, on both Bubba Wallace as well as Martin Truex Jr. as we come through the final chicane. Really able to get through here well, and that allows me to close right up on the back of these guys now, as we're already past halfway in this race now, and I think things are just about to get more spicy here. As you can see, the time of day as well, just under the lap count at the top of the screen, it's just past 3:30 a.m. So another 3 hours in game time, the sun will be rising, which is only like one more lap around when we'll see that sun maybe starting to come up here now as we come to the end of lap 8, and Bubba Wallace, we're going to get to the inside of him and pass him all the way up in front of us. I can see Joey Logano in some traffic. I'm not sure if that's lap traffic. It's too hard to tell from here, but we know lap traffic is about to play a role in this race, at least for these next gens, and how the positions are going to be determined. So as we continue on, trying to run back down Martin Truex Jr. into the horseshoe, though, going a little bit deep, going for a slide. We save it, but just as quick as I got that job done on the 23, I make that little slip up, and now we're gonna have to repass that McDonald's Toyota Camry now, and we come to a lap later, lap 9 at this point, and you can see way up ahead, Joey Logano is in fact dealing with some traffic, so that's going to hopefully pull him back to us now, as we are really just looking forward to getting to this traffic, because I think it's going to help me big time. Look at this. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about now. Some multi-class NASCAR racing, and it is like red out here with the sun coming up. You got the Superbirds. You got a lot of classic NASCARs here. I actually hit the wall, and I cut across the nose of Bubba Wallace in the process. That sent him all over the road. I am so sorry, Bubba Wallace. That is absolutely not what I intended to do right there, but we're going to get to the outside of the Richard Petty Superbird now, and we'll pass him, and actually we're going to pull up to the back of another one that says Bobby Allison's in this one. Look at the sunrise. It's just as beautiful as the sunset. Little crossover right there. We'll get the job done, and now here we go up to the back of Logano, who's also been passed by Truex. We get through the slower traffic. I think there's maybe another car or two that we're going to have to navigate in these final few laps, but now we are here to the back of 10th place of Joey Logano, and I feel like 9th, 10th place is kind of what we're aiming for at this point. I don't know if we can do much better. I'd still see some traffic up there as we're going to get through this chicane very, very well. Logano's got nothing against me on that one. We go through into P10. Thank you very much, Joey Logano, and look it up there, Truex. And that's Kaz Grala. They were battling in some traffic. We got a car parked the wrong way around on the left side right there. But now as we come up through into the first hairpin now, you can see one of these 90s cars kind of off the pace a little bit now. And we're going to look over to the left side and try to clear this guy into the little kink. And I'm actually going to go a little bit wide. I was really trying hard to put a car between myself and Joey Logano, but fortunately we do so, and now we can try to run down Martin Truex Jr. And as well Kaz Grala before this race comes to a close. And we had gotten to these guys now as the sun had fully come up, and we were into the final hours of the 24 hours of Daytona now. Just a fun little race to do. I did the same thing last year on iRacing, but iRacing just, man, it is so strenuous on your computer at Daytona, and I was just like, the set of course is just downright the better option for a video like this, so I really wanted to try this combo this year right here now as we are coming up towards the final lap of this race. And hold on a second, we got some yellows here into the bus stop chicane. Justin Haley's parked up on the right side of the track. That's a position. Haley, who was leading this whole race, now is parked up in the bus stop. What just happened? We'll have to take a look, but Tyler Reddick in the Gen 6 number 8 Cheddar's Chevrolet is now leading, and we are right on the back of Grala and Truex as we come up on the final chicane, approaching the final lap of this 24 hours of Daytona NASCAR edition. Now these two are scrapping. Truex wide, we'll go for a 3-wide pass, and just like that up at a P7. Let's get a look at what just happened though to Justin Haley, and it was actually battling with a lapped car, Jeff Burton in the number 31. Oh no, this is not going to go well. Yeah, Burton completely blows the bus stop, flips himself over in the process, wrecks the leader, and allows Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson to go through into first and second as we start the final lap. And there was one of those 70s vehicles just parked up right there on the side of the road, but now it looks like P7's probably going to be the best that we can do now, unless we can maybe get to Ryan Preece. Now we're running down one of the Bel Airs, I think, that is up there in front of us as well, like the oldest NASCAR NASCAR car that I was able to find in this game, but Tyler Reddick, nonetheless, he would come through. It's going to be Gen 6 that is on top here in the 24 Hours of Daytona NASCAR edition. Tyler Reddick wins over Kyle Larson, and for us, it's just about bringing it home at this point through the bus stop chicane one more time, and P7 is going to be pretty well everything we got. They're battling behind us quite hard, I can see in my mirror, so they can have at it now. We just got to bring it home. What a fun little concept and experiment to do once again, and I just have so much fun kind of doing like these different like multi-class races, but wanted to change things up this year and not just do Cup, Trucks, and Xfinity, but as well maybe to just do like the, you know, multi-class in a sense of like historic generations of NASCAR instead. That's gonna do it for me. We come home in P7. It'll be updated right there as we cross the line. P7 in the 24 Hours of Daytona NASCAR 2026 edition. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a great day.